Cool.
Who all is on? Oh, Lauren's on.
We have a lot of people.
I'm looking at it like, Krista, my people.
Yay, awesome, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming. Today's Thursday, January 10th. I'm really excited for this call because we mentioned in the chat earlier that we're going to be focusing on answering questions that you have, and then kind of diving into ways that we can help you as well. So let's see. Kayla, did you have anything that you wanted to say before we dive in?
Sorry, I'm gonna get situated here. Oh, there's a price tag still on there. Don't. Anyways, let me hide that. You guys by now, I was getting requests for the Runner Circle group, and I think everyone is in there officially. Yay! So, there's nothing really in there yet. We've got stuff that we are working on to provide you guys, but we wanted to kind of make it more official and get all of our runners in there. Look at Danny working out. Love it. But we wanted to start, we've talked about this. We wanted to include our teams because we just really feed off of each other's energy. You guys are all rock stars and you just kind of come together. So we wanted to keep that momentum going by creating the group, and it's called the Runner Circle for a reason. You guys are looked at as our runners, our girls who are willing to work and put in the effort and make these calls and all that. So with that being said, we're going to continue each week doing a leaderboard for Success Club so you guys can kind of see where you are. It's not to blast anyone else that, it's solely to recognize those who are putting in the work and hopefully motivate those that, are kind of, a little bit behind that they feel. So it's definitely nothing that we're doing just to whatever. We just believe in recognizing our girls. And I don't know, Brittany, if you have anything else to say about that.
No, I'm really excited about the leaderboard because it means that peeps are hustling, which
Ashley
is awesome.
Too, and that,
yeah, you guys have seen it. I'm sure. Maybe I don't know. She posts the weekly one in Follow Your Bliss, or what was formerly known as Follow Your Bliss, the big group. But there's a weekly one in her personally sponsored page, and it's just a fun way to get recognized for where you're at. B, I love the accountability it gives me because I'm like, I want my name on that thing. And C, you get to see just how many lives we're changing throughout the month. And that is so special. So I'm very excited for the leaderboard.
Super excited. So that's where we're going to put, I'm sorry, I've not eaten dinner tonight. So I'm eating popcorn. But we are going to put like any old team or any team call recordings in there. They'll all go there, any training content and things like that. So everything's going to go in there. We are, Brittany and I are masterminding tomorrow night about all of this too. And so we want to make sure that we provide like our scripts, things that work for us, and just, continue to share because we always say sharing is caring. And so whatever we put in there script wise, document wise, if you want to like take it and make it your own, sharing is caring. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited. And we're getting guest speakers lined up for these calls too. Like, we've got a lot of stuff planned for you guys in 2019. So I hope you just like buckle on up because it's going to be the bomb. Sorry, I'm eating my dinner. I've been at work since 11 this morning. I'm dying. Okay. Who wants to go first with their question?
Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So we've got Krista and Lauren. Whose number is 859?
Brittany Betsworth.
And Brittany, okay. So Lauren and Krista are two of my, I don't really know how to say it because Lauren's been a coach for a little bit, but she just recently became more interested in learning. And so this is her first team call. And then Krista has, she's been a part of the coaching world for a little bit and decided to rejoin literally this morning.
So exciting.
So just welcome, ladies.
Welcome, guys. We're so happy to have you here.
Super excited. All right. Sorry. Had to throw that out there.
No, that's good. All right, not everybody at the same time.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a question just about the compensation plan. I kind of understand, um, if you sign people up for challenge packs, I get that, but what is the frequency of the compensation? And I guess like if I grow a team, like my second line, do you get compensation from that second, third, fourth, or how many lines do you get compensated for?
Do you want to take it or me?
You are so much better at these things.
Okay.
Explain
Sure,
that.
we can talk money. No. Okay, so the Beachbody Weeks, they go from Thursday at like 12:01 a.m. Eastern to Wednesday 11:59. So you will get paid weekly. Your compensation is you get a commission off of your challenge pack sales. I mean, really anything you get, I think it's 25% commission off of whatever you sell. Challenge packs are great, and we always encourage it because not only does it set people up with everything that they need, but they're also going to be put on home delivery, which is like auto ship for their future products. For customers, you will continue to receive a retail commission from them for each purchase that they do. If they are signed up as a coach, kind of the way that works is the money that they're spending is translated into PV, which stands for personal volume. And their PV turns into your team volume. And I could get more into the nitty gritty of this, and there's maybe things that explain it better. But as you rank advance, you start to get a thing called a cycle bonus, a team cycle bonus, where per certain amount of your team volume, you get a bonus for that. It's usually like $14 per time that it can cycle. I think that my largest one so far might be like $80 from cycling, and that can vary, but the majority of your commission and pay is going to come from the commission from challenge packs and sales and retail.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then as you rank advance higher and higher, there's like larger quarterly bonuses, but those don't start until you're a 2-star diamond. So.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Next.
I have Danny's question if you guys are still thinking. Let's see what the old Danny Watts had to say. Okay. She said, I have an organization question. I have a notebook for our team calls, etc., and starting with a page a long time ago of people who have signed up. Do you keep a separate notebook for your team girls information? I want to stay on top of being organized and thought about making a group, but might just do a group text message with my girls so I can check in with them personally and not lose connection. So, Kayla, do you want to take the first half of that about how you stay organized with your peeps and all of that?
I really wish I had a special answer to that. I could definitely get better at the organization thing. I am more of like a pen and paper type of gal. So I'd rather write things down, but I just have a really strange memory that helps me. I remember weird things about everybody. And so, I don't know. I don't have a special, like an aha answer, but to me, writing things down, I would certainly, I think this year I'm definitely going to keep up with like you guys in a separate notebook, and then like, clients and stuff in the other notebook. Cause I really feel if you start writing them down from day one of the new year, you're going to stay more on top of things.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost so many people because I've forgotten to like follow up with them. Like I'll remember to follow up with people, but like people fall through the cracks. And so if you're not keeping up with that, like someone texted me or messaged me today on Instagram and I had her flagged, but she was so far down in my Instagram messages that I forgot. So if I would have written her name down, that would have been better. So I highly encourage you guys, don't be like Kayla and not keep up with your stuff. Seriously.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Yeah.
For me, when I am currently improving on my organization stuff. I have a calendar and everything now. So kind of the way that I would stay organized, especially in the beginning, and especially when I was working on Rake Advancing to Diamond and stuff, I would keep track of, dang, I wish I had that notebook down here. I don't. I also have like 60 notebooks for various things in my life. But I would keep track of all of my invites. Just write down their Instagram handle or something. And then as they respond, I would kind of find their name on the list. Not only would that help me keep track of everybody, but it would also hold me accountable, because I know that there's days when I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely sent out 20 invites and it was really like 12. So I was able to, keep up with a certain amount of invites. So that would be a great way to stay organized. I have also seen, and this is something that I'm going to do because I want to stay really accountable to my own journey too. There's people that'll print out something like the Slay the Day, and that's something I'm happy to update or add to the new Runner Circle group. But they'll make like a binder of the Slay the Day, so they can keep track of their invites. They can keep track of things that are moving their business forward. And that would be, another way to stay on top of it. As far as a group text for the girls, I'm trying to think. So, the thing about group texts is like they're great, but some people are like on notification overload from it. So I think what I would do, and Kayla, feel free to chime in, I would maybe find like I don't know if you could even do like an email, like it's just something that Google Streak would be optimal in the future. Just a way to keep track of them and do like weekly check-ins with them. Cause, also you want to stay on top of your girls, but you don't want that to be the only thing that you do all day is check in and see how they're doing.
Yeah. Like eventually I'd like to go like technology wise and do Streak. But for right now, I think I want to like the girls that signed up, especially like recently, start keeping track really well and almost make like a checklist for myself to say, hey, check in, this day, say this, say that.
So I've done it before when I was finding my groove with coaching, which is exactly where you are. I would set reminders in my phone that would reset daily, and it's like check in with the challenge group, send X amount of invites, check in with so-and-so, and I could add things that needed to be there on certain days, but I had stuff that would reset every day, and that was really helpful because it would pop up on my phone.
Something that just hit me, and Krista, you probably remember this. Krista used to work at the credit union I work at. They used to do in the branches something called a book of business. And what it started out as is what they would do is they would keep a track of our members that way. And so they would have a binder where the first tab was like, okay, these are the green people. Then you have the yellow and the red. So like the green were like the really, the people that they were going to follow up with, that they felt like they could offer a product or a service to them after looking at their credit report and just things like that. And the yellows were kind of in the middle. Maybe they were a little wishy-washy. They weren't quite sure. And like the reds were like a no because they had not so good credit and things like that. And I feel like we could use this system with our business, where it's like maybe you have a profile sheet. So they would keep like a member profile sheet of these people, of a list of, because y'all know me, I'm a relationship builder. I love building relationships. And so something that I like to do is get to know people right off the bat. So if you wanted to start when you got to know people, like at least your clients, you could start writing down like, okay, here's their name. How many kids do they have? Like, are they married? What's their goal for this? Like, are they wanting to, lose weight for their wedding? We've got someone who just enrolled that was her reason, was to lose weight before her wedding. And so you could do that and just stay organized. And maybe it's just organized by, I don't know, most recent enrollees or people for 2019, or people in the cupcake group. And when you start running your own group, maybe you've got people in this group, or but I think there's definitely a way that you guys can manage that in that sense, if that made any sense.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely a way that you can apply that. Also, if you guys don't know what Google Streak is, I just realized that Danny and I were talking about that, and there's some people that don't. You can use it for a lot of things, but basically it puts information in a pipeline for you, and there's a really, really, really amazing training that Allie Griffith did. I can put the link in the group as well. And it's
queen.
She's like the queen of Google Streak. And it's she puts like all of her invites in a pipeline, and then eventually it goes down to like them converting into challengers, and then she also does one for follow-ups with her challengers. So she has all of her challengers in a pipeline and auto sends email check-ins to them. She's found great success with it, and I'm sure that like I could and other people could too. I just haven't personally put the time into doing it, but in case you're wondering, it's a free service, but that's what it is.
And maybe we can make like a little profile sheet type thing for your potential people, so you know the questions you want to ask to get to know better about them. So that's something we could look at doing too.
Yeah, I need to make notes. I'm promising, and I don't want to underdeliver.
Are you writing this down?
I am now, boo.
They're gonna start singing that one song to me. Broken promises, promises. I don't remember who sings that song, but.
Story of my life.
All right, so next question.
I don't know. I don't know how much of a question it is, but I feel like the biggest thing that I'm having trouble with is differentiating like my coaches versus my customers. And like, I feel like my customers, like I explain like, oh, you can be in our virtual workouts. You can do these groups with us. You can do the calls with us. Like it's all these things. And then they like just go as a customer, and then they like want everything that's like included that I said, like for coaching. And I feel like that's where I'm like running into something that I don't know. I don't know how to differentiate good.
I think you're overthinking it, because your customers, I know you had asked me before if customers can be in the accountability groups, or was that what you asked me?
Yeah, she just wanted to be like, she didn't want to do the coaching because of like the tax issues or whatever. But
no, if they enroll in a challenge pack, they're in an accountability group.
Okay.
Quite
That's
honestly,
where I was kind of I was like confused on what to do with customer.
Well, because you enrolled right off the bat as a coach, and like, so Krista, for example, when she first enrolled with me, she didn't enroll as a coach. She enrolled as a customer, if I remember correctly. And so she eventually became a coach. But yeah, you want them a part of the whole shebang. Mm-hmm. They can be part, like the virtual workouts. It's just because most of my coaches like to work out in the mornings or like to work out at the same time that I do. So it appears that it's just my coaches, and it's anybody. Okay. Anybody's welcome.
Yeah, for the purpose of the group, the only difference between coaches, like working coaches, discount coaches, or customers is if they get a discount or not on their future products.
Okay.
But if they're enrolling in, a challenge pack and they're doing BOD and everything, they're welcome to the group.
All right. I just didn't want to like be adding like people that weren't like, I didn't know if the accountability group was just as much for like coaches or if we were like able to put customers. So I just kind of was hesitant to add them.
Yeah, it's just for anybody that's working on their fitness journey. Now, you wouldn't add them to Inspire Empire or the Runner Circle unless they were interested in working. But if they're on a journey, then they're in the Cupcake group.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. 3LW. Yep, they sing it. It's my girl. What else, guys? Brittany, do you have a question?
I don't have a question. I do have something that I think that we could go over. A lot of you guys are new to enrolling people, and I know that when I started to enroll people, I found out very quickly that there were questions that I needed to ask everybody, even if I didn't think that I needed to. So when you're inviting someone, one of the reasons that it's so important to get to know these people is not just because you're personally invested in them, but because there can be a gray line, especially if they've been involved in Beachbody previously. So if they've never been involved, then it's pretty straight out. You just do the share a cart like normal. But there are different questions that you need to ask people if they say that they've been in Beachbody before. And I found this out the hard way, so you guys can write this down if you want. So questions that you would want to ask somebody if they've done Beachbody before is ask them if they have anything currently going on their account, be it Shakeology, Performance Line, BOD. If they have BOD, you'll want to ask like how long their subscription is good for, because if it's going to renew, or if they're on a quarterly, they're going to save so much money on a challenge pack that they just need to cancel whatever they have and go with a challenge pack. If they have a BOD thing that isn't due for renewal soon, then they could just do a completion pack. You also get Success Club points for completion packs. So if somebody says that they have BOD, it's not like, oh, well, you don't count. So it's not like that at all. You get Success Club points for completion packs as well. And then another question to ask is, do they have an active account, or how were they enrolled before? Because essentially what you're trying to find out is if they were ever a coach, even for the discount. Beachbody has a rule in place to prevent people from coach hopping essentially through their businesses, because ultimately the success of your business has nothing to really do with your upline. There's all the trainings in the world, and as great as Kayla and I are, you can be just as successful without, or like with a dead upline, so to speak. Our coach Ashley, she has no upline coach, and she's number one in the network. So because of that rule, if somebody is currently a coach with somebody else, even if it's just for the discount on their Shaco or Performance, they would have to cancel their coach account for 6 months before they could re-enroll as a coach under you. So there's 2 ways to go about it. If they are currently a coach, they could, and they don't want to be with that person anymore. We're not in the business of poaching people. And they're just not interested and they really want to switch to you. They would have to cancel their coach account and they could switch to you as a customer for 6 months. And then they could re-enroll for the discount. If it's truly just about the discount, then that's not a huge deal. If they are interested in working the business and they have a coach, like I said, as amazing as we all are, that 6 months in your business is not worth canceling for. If they're interested, it's just one of those things you're like, you know what, we can totally support each other on our coaching journey. But if you're interested in working, then you're really better off staying where you are, because those 6 months, in the 6 months that I was a coach, I went to Summit, earned and attended a trip that was all expenses paid in LA. I've earned a couple paychecks that are equal to my weekly paycheck for my full-time job. There's just a lot of things that can happen in your business in 6 months, and you don't want to take that away from somebody else. So those are things that you need to ask people, basically, if they've ever done it, if they have BOD, and are they currently a coach?
Yes, completion packs. I've sold 2 or 3 and I didn't realize for sure, but I had no idea. But then I got to thinking, I was like, it makes so much more sense. Like if they already have BOD, they still have an option. And so the way I kind of worded it to them is, okay, so since you already have BOD, then I've got to really you have an opportunity to, get, I think it was about Transform 20 or something. And so, you go ahead and get early access to Transform 20. And then, I know you really you wanted to try my Mama Juice. So if you want to go ahead and, just do what we call a completion pack, it'll be a heck of a deal, and it'll be saving some money on your products, because they're still saving money, on the whole thing.
So much money.
Okay. Allie has a question about ranks. Where you at, girl? There you go.
Just about like, I don't get like the after, like I know we were talking about like diamond, but like what is it like after that? Like the 2-star, like all of that after. I'm trying to set like goals, like, okay, diamond by this, like getting so many coaches, getting this. I just don't get the ranking as much. Like there's not really like any charts or anything after. Like I know Ashley's charts goes like emerald, ruby, diamond, but there's like nothing after that.
So like when you hit diamond, because I know you're going to, that means that I would be a 1-star diamond because I have a diamond on my team.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what that means. And so then there's 2-star. So there's 2 of you guys. So it's, you and Jordan, for example. And then there's, 3 and 4 and 5. And so what Ashley's at or, achieved was 15-star diamond, which she's got 15 diamonds underneath her, which is the highest rank in the whole company. And so that's why she took us to California like she did, because it was like a big deal. So that's how it works.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Real quick on that, there is some strategy to it. If you're interested in talking about it more, Kayla and I can help you roam that, because just like going to diamond where you had to have an emerald on each leg, you couldn't be a 2-star coach with 2 diamonds on the same leg. It has to be separate legs. And then, there's more that you can go into, but basically when you're becoming star diamond, it just means that you are having more and more diamond coaches under you. So kind of diamond is where you can top out at your personal business. And then once you're star diamond, it truly proves that you are raising a team of your own. Like it's huge, 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 huge deal. And it's awesome. So. Let's see. I thought Krista raised her hand, and then Christy, I see your question.
I'm
Krista?
not sure. Right. So can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear Krista.
Are you able to hear me?
I don't see you.
You do? Okay. So with what you were, when I moved over, it said my video stopped. So I don't know what I'm doing. But with what we were just talking about, would you ever, well, I don't even know how I'm going to put this, but would you ever recommend signing up for BOD, the annual membership, and then later coming back and doing the completion pack if someone can't afford?
I'm just thinking, I'm trying to like figure out how the pricing works on that. Will that balance out, Ashley? Brittany?
Thank you so much. I love being a superstar diamond and #1 in Beachbody. It's a dream come true.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Just call me Emily.
$1 million too. Sweet. So, there's a little bit of gray area there. Ultimately, it's about helping people. So if that's like truly it, then they could sign up for BOD. I would, want to talk to Kayla too. Personally, it's a requirement for people to be in my accountability group, because I don't charge for my coaching and I put a lot of work into it. I do ask that they enroll with some kind of challenge pack to be in the group. If they just want BOD, that's totally awesome. I'm happy to set them up with it. But, the way that it breaks down in price and how much they save, like if I come to that objection, I really just try to hammer and nail it and see how tight things, really are. Sometimes it's a comeback later, and sometimes they just aren't seeing the true value in it, because an annual membership to BOD is $99. The lowest challenge pack, where you're getting BOD, accessories, either Shakeology or the performance line, shaker bottle, all of that stuff, just the Shakeology at $130, that means you're only paying $30 basically for BOD and everything else.
Right.
So the amount of money saved, to me, I would just feel more comfortable encouraging them to get a challenge pack, because they're going to get so much more out of it. So that's one of those things, like very rarely have I just done bod because the challenge pack is just worth it tenfold in my eyes. And I want them to be as successful as they can be. And that starts with a complete or a challenge pack.
And a way that I've worded it recently, because I've kind of had that situation and it turns out that they were just kind of doubting themselves a little too much, was I was like, okay, you could do bod for, a year for $99. I said, but for $60 more, you're going to get all this stuff. Like, and that's like half of the price of, a bag of Shakeology or whatever. And she ended up going with that because once I broke it down for her, it made a little bit more sense. That she was getting more bang for her buck. Like, yeah, she was going to have to spend $60 more, but she was getting so much more. Because I've learned in the past, people that just do like bod, they'll come back after being in the group and be like, well, I want Shakeology, or I want to try that Mama Juice. And I'm like, you're about to pay almost what you would have paid extra just for shipping and Energize and all of that. So that's why it's like I'm more persistent with people about, listen, let me just break it down for you and explain it to you, give you your options, and let you know, like, you're getting so much more for this price than what you think.
I had a girl that wanted to do like the 3-month sign up, and she's like, but I'm going to keep doing it. I'm like, so why are you going to spend in a year, twice as much, and you can just pay the $107.48 after tax or whatever it is? And she's like, are you going to do it for, 6 months, 8 months, however long? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, then just do a year. Just splurge now, save the money for later. And she ended up buying a completion pack in the end, but
yeah, it's all about putting it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
People's money is important to them, and a lot of the times, again, they think they can't afford it. But if you know her personally, Krista, and like her situation, then I would just say go with your heart, because I have done that for people where I'm like, I'm not worried about a challenge pack at this point. I just genuinely want to help this person. And if they went with bod, the annual bod, I told them, I was like, I don't normally let people in the group. I've let like maybe 3 in my whole time as a coach get in the group. And one of them ended up turning into, I think, a discount coach, because they ended up seeing like they loved the group and ended up buying, products and stuff like that. And so you never know what it could turn out to be. But sometimes it's just, you got to explain things a little bit more, like let them know what they're really getting.
Yeah, like Kayla said, it's all about putting it into perspective with people. Money isn't really an easy thing for most people these days. But, it's when you talk to them more, and this is also why we encourage conversation with people so much, because, I think the cheapest gym membership that I've found and actually tried is Planet Fitness for $10 a month. So you have that's already $120 for the year, not to mention the annual fee that they hit you with, and there's an extra like service or something fee that I got hit with throughout the year. So that's about $200 right there. So even though it's over time, they're paying more. So I throw the 30-day money back guarantee like nobody's freaking business, because that is something so unique to Beachbody and just so unique to fitness programs in general. Not once have I ever gone into a gym and they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll give you a personal trainer and do all this stuff and custom meal plans. And if you find out that it's just not for you and you've had the whole bag or whole tub of supplements, you can send it back and get all your money back. Never have I ever. That like blew me away with Beachbody, and it's actually what made me sign up, because between me and you guys, and I guess whoever listens to this call later on, I was so broke when I started Beachbody that I had to beg my parents to pay for it and try to find a way to pay them back. But I knew that at least if I started, there was a 30-day money back guarantee. So even if I failed, even though I didn't even believe that I would make it the 30 days, I had something to fall back on.
Fun fact, I had an Anytime Fitness membership That was $37 a month. And then I had a unlimited boot camp gym access. Unlimited was just you go to the scheduled classes, which were only like 4 times a day. So I was at work during most of those times. But I paid $150 a month just for 1 or 2 gym memberships. I didn't do that now. Couldn't do that now. So share stories. Like if you want to be like, yeah, my coach or, you know, my coach friend, she was paying $150 a month in gym memberships, and like she's been saving so much money over the past 2 years. Like still my story if you need to.
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Christy said, my sister-in-law was asking me about the workouts and then said that her husband, that they're both doing the trial of BOD. They just signed up on Facebook. If she decides that they want to join or sign up, can they? Yes, absolutely. So what they would just need to do is the trial of BOD is how that's actually billed out is it's a 14-day free trial. You're billed on the 15th day, but it's the quarterly BOD membership. So I would just encourage that. I would just have them cancel that and sign up with a challenge pack. They can share the BOD. If they want to add on extra stuff, like an extra bag of Shaco, if they both want to do Shaco or something like that, they could always add it on. But they could just cancel that really easily. As they can actually just cancel the trial of BOD on their teambeachbody.com thing. I would say, though, that if they're doing the trial, you can mention to them, because I did this the other day, and it was actually one of my ladies that just enrolled. She was doing a 2-week trial of BOD, but I was like, if you want to, you know, you can start with, I call them success kits because whatever, I can. But I was like, you can do a success kit and actually get a longer trial, essentially, like you're paying, but you, like I said, I throw it out there all the time. You have a 30-day money back guarantee. So you can try it for longer with everything and see how you love it. And then if it's not for you, return it. I'll help you. Like, I want you to be successful with whatever is going to make you successful. But it's longer. You get to see the community. You get to try the products for 30 days instead of 14 of just the workouts and meal plans. If they figure out how to access it, 90% of people don't even know that the meal plans are on BOD. So, I mean, truly, people all the time, they're like, how do I find this? And they're like,
you know, just click. Not everyone's like a clicker. Like I just click around and I'll find stuff. So yeah, make sure when you're telling people about, you know, their virtual gym membership, that's what terminology I typically use, that they get access to like so many, you know, workouts and such, but they also get every program's meal plan and, all those recipes and like a cookbook and just different, like so many recipe ideas and stuff. And so I've heard it somewhere, but it's like $1,500 worth of content just on BOD. Like I was paying a trainer 30 minutes a day. What was it? Yeah, it was half an hour. I was paying her $25 every time I saw her on top of my gym membership. And she finally just talked me into going to her gym, and then I blew money there too. But it's a good experience. But yeah, so it's just like, you know, and like we said the other day, like don't shop from your own wallet. That's going to limit you from offering it, because I can't explain, like once I've changed that mindset, I just assumed the other day that someone wouldn't want the step and they would just want to do like the 160 package. No, she was like, no, I want the step. I'm going to pay the $200 for all of it. And I was like, okay, girl, signing you up, you know, but you just never know.
Yeah. So the don't shop from your own wallet thing, I heard that. I mentioned it in the chat the other day. There are some people on here that might not have heard it, though. I heard it from a fellow coach friend, Heather, because she was in the mentality with when she enrolled, it was the bare minimum because that's what she could afford. However, like Kayla said, it was limiting her and it was limiting her business because, you know, you talk to people and sometimes you know their exact situation, but most of the time you don't. And you don't know what number they have in their head that they're going to be like, oh, that's too much, or like, oh shit, that's a good deal. You know, some people that's $400, some people it's $300, and some people it's $150. You just never know. So just because the, you know, 160 was what was best for you when you signed up doesn't mean that the other person isn't ready to pay the $220 one time and get to try everything. So something to keep your mind open to. Because I almost exclusively sell, ew, yuck. I can't believe I just said that. Blah.
Enroll.
Yuck. I enroll people. I cannot believe I just said that. The deluxe challenge pack, it's the $220 for everything because they get
Hey, I've been selling more of the, I've been enrolling people.
Yeah.
I've been enrolling people in more because what I've been saying is I'll like explain that they're going to get, you know, the virtual membership, blah, blah, portion containers, and their choice of 30 days of superfoods or the pre-workout and post-workout. I said, but honestly, most of my girls lately have been just enrolling in the package that comes with all three, and you get to try all three products. And they're like, okay, how much are the prices? And when I tell them, but okay, well, I want
$60 difference for $110 worth of product.
They're like, I want to get all three. And I'm like, really? Like nothing. Does it work for everybody? No, but it's been I've been enrolling people in a lot more of those packages. So, any more questions?
That or signing them up as a coach too. I've had a couple of people that say, well, I want the cheaper package, but I don't know about signing up with a coach. I'm like, if you sign up as a coach, you don't have to do anything. You get the discount and everything. And then if you decide in the future you could afford to try the other products, you get a 25% discount.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay.
So you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm giving them their options. And once we get it going, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and enroll you now. I'm actually going to go ahead and enroll you with my discount. So you're going to get 25% off all future purchases. And they're like, okay. And so they get it. They enroll. They see it's all laid out for them. Because they're still saving money on their monthly Shakeology or their monthly performance line. Because I save about $22 to $25 on my Shakeology, even with the $15 thing.
Yeah.
So, guys, go ahead. Are you saying this?
Yeah.
What did you say? Hello?
Sorry. We're going to put all of this in the scripts document too. I was kind of choking on my hydrate when you cut me off. But so, yeah, but, the nice thing is that when you guys see these scripts, you're going to see that you can tweak your verbiage however it works for you. Kayla says that. I used to say loyalty program, and now I just say, like, preferred customer program. I mean, it's not, like, debunking anything for anybody. It's just the same thing that other people do. Like, with other MLMs, like I'm technically a preferred customer for Rodan and Fields and like 90 other MLMs because I'm cheap AF and your girl just wants a discount. Like I was a discount coach for 8 months before I even entertained actually coaching. So call it what you want. As long as you spell it out, you're not being weird.
Okay. If you guys think of any more questions, because we're going to talk about a couple more things, if you'll just drop them in the chat, we will be more than happy to answer them. You guys have asked some really good questions. So thank you.
Yeah, bomb.
So I know I feel like I always get stuck talking about this topic. Posting. I have a challenge. So I'm going to toot my own horn real quick because I challenged Brittany, gosh, when was it? Back in November. I challenged her to post at least one day for 7 days straight. Because she wasn't posting and sharing or anything. I was like, how do you even do this? How are you doing this business? That's one thing I'm consistent at. And so she did, and now look at her, like she's sharing and crap all the time. And so what I want to do for you guys is I am doing a 7 days of no quotes challenge. Now hear me out. Y'all ready? All right. Anyway, I encourage quotes. I do. They're motivational and everything like that. But something switched for me because I used to post them too, but something switched for me when I looked at quotes and I then thought about how does this quote apply to me in my life? How does it apply to me in whatever situation, my journey, like whatever it is that is going on? And so since then, I have started using quotes to start out maybe my post, but it's a picture of myself or picture of something that I'm going to post. But I don't just post the quote to my feed. I post it underneath as my caption, and then I tell my story off of it. And that has helped my storytelling so much, because I know a lot of us are like, well, what am I going to say, or how do I explain this, or what do I post? If you just slap a picture up there and just, if you want to put a quote, and then just build off of it. Like, I will read that quote several times in my mind. I'm like, yes, like that's exactly what I do for like the group with Motivational Monday and stuff. Like, I literally just think of this quote over and over, and I just start typing out things for you guys as a Motivational Monday thing in the group. So that's my challenge to you guys. 7 days of no quotes.
Starting tomorrow?
Starting mañana. Because we really just want to help you guys with your posting game and like your content. Because we know that's really what's helping, and it's not always like an invite or anything like that. Like, I've learned that every post does not have to be an invite. And you could simply just post it just to motivate people. I'd shared something yesterday, I think, or the day before. It was a picture of me, like a mirror selfie I took like weeks ago. And I just shared like some motivational quote underneath it, but I stopped the people scroll by them saying, oh, what does she got on? What is she wearing? You know, because it looked like I was taking a picture of just like my outfit. And that, I mean, really wasn't the case. I was just trying to utilize it for content. And so, yeah, I put that quote underneath there, got some engagement, and, you know, because you want to provide value to your followers. And so if they know they can go to your page for motivational purposes and inspiration, then they're going to go to your feed more and your page more.
Yeah, it is no secret that when Kayla challenged me to that I hit Success Club 10 in a week. Like, it wasn't just a good week for me. It wasn't just, it was because I was forced to put content out there. Now, don't look at my Instagram right now because I haven't posted in 2 days because I've been running around like a
It's okay. I got a challenge for you next, sister.
Great. Can't wait. But I felt like I didn't know what to share about, that I didn't have stuff, but that was like limiting beliefs, the same limiting beliefs that I had when I thought that I wouldn't be a good coach. Well, not to toot my own horn, but I freaking love my girls and I think that they're rock stars and I work really hard to help them feel the same way. So, yeah. And I'm a quote girl. You guys see, well, now I mostly have memes on my page. Man, if you went back to like the old Insta, the OG Insta, it was quotes for days, but I started to build them into my stuff and then stop looking like an a-hole. Not that you guys look like a-holes.
Well, and I put some like funny ones up every now and then. Like, I make them myself. Like, if I see one, I'll just recreate it to where it's like my branding. Like, I do white with like the black lettering on Word Swag. And so I make it look like it's my own, like with the Target one or something. Like, I'll sprinkle those in every now and then, but it's very seldom.
And I like, what you guys are going to find, which is what this challenge like helped me too. I found myself primarily posting, about coaching, fitness, yada, yada. And that's great. And that's what we are. However, we are so much more than the 30 to 60 minute workouts that we do and all of that. So by posting something every single day, I really unlocked, and it was something I struggled with. I really unlocked like my 5 things that I like to post about because I was running out of stuff to take pictures of fitness wise. I didn't want like 30 sweaty selfies up there. So I was like, oh, thanks, Kay. Now I know who I am. Thank you for the identity trial.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like, like when you challenged me for 7 days, I realized that, geez.
I was like, oh, I'm going to say something. I thought you meant I wasn't picking at you.
No.
But you thought I was picking at you.
I was complimenting you, but you ruined it. So.
Oh. Okay, I have to say, Jordan, you know I like to call you out every now and then, but I have been noticing your stories, and I'm like, sister girl is switching things up because you're doing your devotional. You're doing that every single day. This is helping you attract your tribe, and I'm sure you're like, well, that's why I'm doing it, Kayla, duh. But then you were like, you have like your cows, you're posting more about your dogs, and just sharing different things on your story, and you're talking a heck of a lot more. So I'm just sitting there like, what's that? Look at her go. I'm like a proud mom over here. It's ridiculous.
Like, I had no idea that you worked with like farm stuff until I saw that in your stories. I was like, well, that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Cows.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So, yeah. So 7 days of no quotes. Boom, tomorrow. All right. Did you want to talk about the 5 thing? The 5?
I mean,
okay,
so I touched on it a little bit. I know that we have challenged you guys to do this before. I don't know how many of you guys have maybe like thought about it in your head, but just didn't actually write it down. And I find that when I write things down, that I have more action behind my words when I write them down, which is why I do like affirmation. I have SHIT all over everywhere. I have them in my car. I have them on my bathroom mirror, and I have them everywhere. Anyways, because I want intention behind everything. So, Kayla and I want you guys to write down your 5 things about you that have nothing to do with coaching or fitness. Examples of mine, I have, like makeup, beauty, The Office, memes, anything like pink, Starbucks, just stuff like that, stuff that's characteristic of me, or stuff that, maybe somebody would see and they're like, oh, that makes me think of Brittany. That is something that I would want in my 5. And that's kind of what I'm gearing my page around. So I love, love, love for you to either text Kayla and I separately, or you can throw it in the group chat, whatever, your 5, and then focus your page around those. That's what's going to build your tribe.
Yep. I'm learning that there are more people out there that don't wash their hair as often as me, so that's good. I did a poll. There's a lot of people like me, I'm learning. So you better believe I'm about to go message all their asses. Use my language. And I'm like, it's just like, just putting little things out there. And, when you start to become more you and share that, and it's tough sometimes, it really is. But they like to see that. They like to see funny things, or, just things that you're about. Like, maybe you have like, I know Jordan, you're kind of into the headband stuff right now, and like sharing those types of things. And people love that. They're like, well, secretly wondering, where did she get it? And so when you start sharing those things, more people will watch. I know. I saw you posting about, there's your list.
There you go. Boom.
Jesus headbands. Perfect.
Sweet.
I love it.
I actually got this one because of 80 Day Pineapple.
I'm actually really excited about the DIY one because I like to think that I'm a DIYer. I'm not, but I find it really inspirational.
I do all like vinyl. I do reefs. I do all that. That's a whole section in my basement.
I'm a DIY.
I made my bouquets for my wedding, the centerpieces.
That is so cool.
Did all that. I love it.
Teach me your ways.
I can't.
Like I can have a vision and I can explain it to somebody, but when it comes to me doing it, I can't. I'm the definition of Pinterest fail. So that's cool. No, I love your 5. Like it's becoming more apparent to me when I'm watching your stories though, because I've been testing you and you don't know this. I am going through your stories and I'm like, okay, where's the devotional? And I'm like, oh, there it is. Like it's like it's like your people's newspapers, ladies. Like they wake up and see what you're doing, and I cannot express. People still this day just assume I get up at like 3:45, 4 o'clock still. It's really cute that they think that. Mm-hmm. But they're like, oh, are you still getting up at 4 o'clock? Or are you still, drinking your pre-workout. Well, I still do. I remember that from when I did 80 Day Obsession, and that just led into like I just start sharing my morning routine all the time. Now this morning I didn't work out, so whatever. But you better believe I'm back on there telling them like, hey, I'm stuck at life, so here I am. I'm making popcorn for dinner. But yeah, so love it.
I love it. I think it's really funny.
So real quick, if you guys don't have any more questions or, Allie, thank you for top 5 and let me know. Look at her face. Next week, next Thursday. Hi, Harper. Our team call we have is it next Thursday? 17th?
Stall. I'm double checking. Yes.
So what do you okay. I was gonna tell a joke. All right.
You can tell the joke. I want to hear
I actually was gonna really
still interested, but okay.
On the 17th, our special guest is, I don't know if you guys know her by Allie, but Muscles and Margaritas, Allie Griffiths. She's going to be coming on here. Look at everybody. Now, don't make her feel famous, okay?
No,
she gets on here.
I'm kidding. I love her like a sister.
She's going to come on here and talk about inviting, how she's doing it, because her Success Club numbers are freaking insane, like Success Club 40 and beyond. So she's going to get on here and kind of talk about like what she does. What else is she going to talk about? Is it just inviting? I can't remember.
She's talking about inviting and growing your Instagram, because she's just a boss at, like, she used to spend, backstory, when she worked at State Farm and stuff, she was in this like private office, and she would literally spend her whole day at work listening to Beachbody trainings and trainings on various things, which is why she's baller at stuff like STEM and Streak and all of that. And she's really knows a lot about Instagram too. So I asked her to talk to y'all about inviting and how she does it, because obviously it's working for her if she's enrolling 30 to 40 people a month, and growing your Instagram, because when I started following her, I'm going to pull this up. I found her from being in the challenge group with her before she was even like Allie Griffith, a coach. And so now she's got like 13.5 thousand followers. And when I started following her, I think she had like 3,500 just from like a personal Instagram. So, and she posts all the time. I always look forward to her posts. So I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to go buy margarita mix now.
She's a margarita.
Wait, that's not T20 approved. Never mind.
I mean, live life, right? Live life. Okay, so that'll be fun. That'll be good. So we're gonna get back on our weekly routine of Thursday night calls. We'll throw in an occasional, hustle hour. I would love to do one a week if possible, just to see who all can get on, because those really help me. But anything else? Any final things? Thoughts?
Real quick, I want to tell you guys I won't be on the call on the 24th. I'll be in Utah visiting family, and it's like grandparents that you can't be on your phone around. Trust me, I'd rather be here, but I will be there in spirit.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all we got, ladies. Thank you for your time. It was exactly an hour, so I'm good if y'all are good.
I'm good.
All right. See y'all later.
Peace out, ladies.
Love ya. Mwah.